and welcome to another Sports Den episode. I'm Ryan Eastman coming to you live from Flagstaff, Arizona, home of the Arizona Whips and the host city of the 2017 All-Star Week. Tonight we have the Rookie Challenge between the Eastern and Western rookies from this last draft class. And let's get started with the rosters. The Western rookies, starting Jonan Vastenhout from the San Jose Thrust, Baxter Buckley from the Edmonton Totems, Chantal Magnano from the Winnipeg Voyagers, Bo Dappermont again from the Edmonton Totems, and Tyrese Vaughan coming from Santa Ana Spectrums. On the eastern side, we have Akiak Pratt coming from the Albany Alphas, Hector Hart from the Bangor Tides, Danica Magnano from the Lorraine Firestorm, Eric Toivonen from the Plymouth Taproots, and rounding it us off is Tia Terra from the Bangor Tides. We'll go over the rest of the rookies as we get into the game, but let's go ahead and get started, shall we? And we're going to have Tia Terra tipping off against Tyrese Vaughan. It's going to go the way of the Western rookies. Jonan with the ball. Over to Magnano. Magnano is going to be matching up against her twin sister in this game. Ball over to Buckley. Buckley drives into the paint. Gets the easy layup, getting past his defender. And Magnano will bring the ball up the court. I will try and keep them separate. This is Danica with the ball right now. Danica over to Terra. Over to Hector Hart. Hart drives into the paint, answers back with his own teardrop, nothing but net. Ties it up at 2 apiece. Vastenhout bringing the ball up the court over to Dappermont and over to Chantal. Chantal over to Buckley. Playing a little bit of isolation setup, forced to pick up the ball over to Dappermont. Dappermont over the top of, I believe he was attempting to pass to Vastenhout for the last second shot, but Bo got a little too pass happy and threw it over the Beach Martin's head. Akiak Pratt with the ball, bringing it up the court for the East. Gets the screen from Toivonen. Toivonen over to Magnano. Danica for 3, no good. And Toivonen is going to be called with an over-the-back violation, trying to go for that rebound there. First foul of the game, 1 minute and 15 seconds in. Vastenhout bringing the ball up the court for the West. Passing up to Buckley, who's down the post, backs in, goes for the layup underneath the basket, off the rim though, no good. Misjudged the timing for the shot. Hart with the ball. Tries to drive in, but backs up. Is being given some room. He could go for a 3 if he wants, but passes to Toivonen, who passes over to Pratt. Tries to give him a screen, but can't get by his defender. Pratt forced to take a last-second shot, blocked. Toivonen forced to take a heave with only a 0.1 second left on the shot clock. No good. Rolls in and out. Buckley with the ball, passing over to Dappermont. Dappermont again overthrowing Vastenhout there. Perhaps misjudging how tall the Beach Martin is. The East with the ball again after 2 minutes. Only 2 baskets have fallen so far. A couple of unforced turnovers coming out from the West have given the East a chance to get a bucket up, but the East have not been able to get anything to convert. Hart, 10 feet from the basket, passes back out to Toivonen on the perimeter. Toivonen, his own mistake, overthrows Hector Hart. Hart is 6'8", very tall deer, but Toivonen just overthrew him there. Vastenhout with the ball. Gets the switch he wants, but Buckley now on the perimeter. Tries to get the screen, but his man just gets around it. Intercepted by Toivonen down low in the post. Tim to go with an isolation play here. Ends up backing off and passing over to Danica. Hart down low to Tara in the post. Ends up backing up, so Danica's forced to take another three. No good. Bastenhout gets the rebound. Chantal has not been able to make a basket either. Buckley going for three from the left corner. No good. Toivonen with the rebound. Pratt with the ball in the perimeter, calling for a play, even though it looks like he's going to be passing off the screen to Danica. Danica's defender's close, though. Has to get a screen from Toivonen. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Takes a shot. No good, but Tara comes flying out the offensive rebound. The putback. First basket in over 2 minutes. And a foul. Chance for a three-point play from the young rookie. Possum didn't play dead there. Fought through the foul. Made sure to get the basket over Tyrese. And good on the second. Well, good on the free throw, I should say. 5 points now for the East. Like I said, first basket in almost 3 minutes after the first two possessions. Bastenhout with the ball. Passing over to Buckley. Buckley grew from the top of the key. Answers back. Brings it within one. 5-4. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Pratt on the perimeter. Gets a screen. Decides to dish over to Toivonen. Toivonen fakes. Pump fakes from three-point land. I don't think his defender's going to bind that. Hart open in the paint. Great eyes from Toivonen to see the open rookie Deer flying out from underneath the basket. Easy little put-up for him. Dappermont passing back to Vastenhout. Vastenhout pass to Dappermont. Over to Buckley for three. Ties it up at 7 apiece now. Buckley has all the points for the West right now. 7, 3 of 5. The young Beaver's doing it on his own right now with Danica now with the ball on the perimeter. She's been forced to take 2 threes so far. No good. See if she's able to get her post play going against her sister. Tries to drive in, but Pratt passing up to Toivonen for three, forcing the Big Fur to take a last-second shot from three range. Is not a smart play from Pratt. He should at least take the shot himself if that's the case. Better chance of going in. Chantal pump fakes, and Danica doesn't fall for it, though. Buckley going for three from the top of the perimeter. 10 points for him so far. Apparently they're choosing to play through Buckley right now. Danica with the ball. Dangerous pass down into Hart, but Hart passes over to Pratt. Pratt tries to put it up, but overpowers it and out. Vaughn was there providing pressure in the post. Couldn't keep it out of the mind that the big auto was right there. And Danica with a nice steal coming in there. Ripping away from the Beachmarn. Tara down low. Passing up to the top of the key with Magnano. Drives in. Danica over to Toivonen. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Hart. Hart. Tara back to Hart finally for a three at the top of the perimeter. Gets to the fall, matching where Buckley had shot his shot from. Perfect from the field so far. Hector is 3 for 3, 7 points. So far, only 3 players have scored a basket. One of them being Tia Tara with a basket and a free throw. Hector Hart with the other baskets for the East. And then for the West, it's only been Baxter Buckley showing off. And we'll go ahead and start talking about the bench players for both teams as we expect to see them soon. For the West, Lee Bearquin out of Las Vegas. Mika Mishima out of Dakota. Doug Dawson out of Montana. Takaru Ishijima from Texas. And Rakaya Baraka from the Alaska Arctics for the West to wrap it up. And for the East, Arex Gonez for Bangor Tides. Tahiri Andrea Matsunoro out of Tallahassee. Andreas Vilkasaitis, the BLV Eurasian Wolf. Noah Brown out of Tennessee. And Timothy Svingard out of Williamsburg. Vastenhout with the ball. See if they decide to continue playing through Buckley, if they're going to change it up a bit. Nice little screen there. Leaves his man open. Passing way over to Dappermont. Dappermont drives in. Gets within posting up range. Decides to pass to Bearquin, who had come in the game. Who's even close to the basket from a half a foot out. Just lays it in over his defender. Andreas with the ball now. Over to Svingard. Up to Tahiri. Back over to Andreas. With the screen, gets open, tries to drive in, but his defender's there ready to stop him. Forced to pick up the ball, having to pass off to Danica. Only 2 seconds left. Way over to Svingard for the last second shot off the left side iron. No good. Buckley bring the ball up the court now. Down to Bearquin again. Second basket for him. Showing his strength down low in the post. He is not a small raccoon you want to face off against. And we see Andreas answering back with a layup of his own with some finesse, countering the power of Bearquin with some finesse on his end. Buckley trying to back down the post, gets open, fouled by Tahiri. They're ready to make him stop shooting, but he's going to go to the line for two. The West up by 14, up 14, 2-12 at the moment. Chance to make it a 4-point game if he makes both of them and extend his own scoring to 12 points. And it looks like we're going to see some substitutions as well in a second from both teams. It looks like we'll be seeing Bastenhout subbed out for Foxwell. Dawson's going to be coming in at Mishima, and Noah Brown for the East. Baxter go on the first one, see if he's able to convert the second and extend to a 4-point game. Rolls around but gets it to fall. 12 of the points have come from his paws tonight. Andreas with the ball at the top of the perimeter, passing to Svingard, who drives into the paint, lays it up. Not enough power behind it. Mishima called on the foul. Svingard goes to the line for two now. Chance to answer back with his own 2 free throws, even though he's not as consistent as Baxter is when it comes to the free throw line. Good on the first, though. And we see Baxter being subbed out for Ishijima, the Siberian Tiger. And manages to get the second. The fall as well. Bounced around a little bit, but ends up dropping in. Foxwell with the ball, bringing it up the court. Pass down low to Bearquin. Bearquin goes up with it. No good. Fouled by Goldberg. Gets to go to the line for 2. The game has slowed to a crawl with 3 back-to-back fouls like that. Good on the first. Chance for the second. It's always nice to see when the rookies actually make their free throws. Sometimes you see them either pressured and nervous at the line, or just they lack the skill. Especially the bigs. You see a lot of rookie bigs struggling. Only good for one of the two. 17-14. The West still ahead by 3. Nearly stolen, but Goldberg manages to regain possession. Svingard drives in, and another foul. This time from Bearquin onto Svingard once again. Another chance to go to the line. suddenly this is becoming a very physical game. 4 fouls and the game clock has hardly moved 30 seconds in the last 2 minutes. No good on the first, bounced off the front iron twice before not falling in. And no good on the second. Perfect from the line to start with, but goes 0 for 2. That one looked like it wanted to fall, but just rolled and dribbled out in the last second. Takaru at the top of the perimeter. Passing down to Foxwell. In the paint. Mishima's left open on the perimeter. Tries to go for 3. Left corner, though, no good. Tahiri going in for the fast play. Gets the layup. Some contact there, but no foul called. 17-16. West up by 1. Over to Takaru for a long 2. No good. Brown with the rebound. Andreas. Top of the perimeter. Deep in the woods. Setting up a play. Gets a screen. Gets into the paint. Passing back over to Svengard. Svengard backing down. Was trying to get back out to Andreas, but overthrew it a bit and sent out of bounds. Andreas was open there on the perimeter. Could have had a chance for a three-pointer possibly, wide open. Foxwell with the ball on the perimeter. Passing over to Bearquin. Mika Mishima. Holding on to the ball, decides to pass over to Foxwell. Foxwell back to Dawson. Dawson being double-teamed a bit here. Ends up having to do a fadeaway as time's expiring. Gets the fall, though. Up by 3 once again for the West. A little over 2.5 minutes left. Down to Svengard, who was driving into the paint. Could have gone farther, but decided to post up and take the shot inside the free throw line. Would like to see Svengard take a few more steps just to get closer to the rim there. May have been open, but forcing a shot's not the best option in that case. Bearquin comes over, gives a screen for the 3. Nice little shot there from Foxwell. Gives it a 6-point lead for the West. Beautiful use of the screen there. The big raccoon blocking the defender, giving all the room that was needed from Foxwell to take the shot. Andreas going off the screen, driving into the paint. Bearquin, second foul, called for blocking. Was not. Oh, they are going to call it. It was a shooting foul. They're saying he had started the motion for the shot by the time the foul occurred. He basically got to walk in and take a shot for free there. I'm not too sure about that call. I would have said that was a blocking foul, not a shooting foul. And good on the free throw. Brings it back within 3. Foxwell over to Takaru. Takaru behind the back to Foxwell. Fancy pause coming out there. And see a little screen for Dawson for 3. Trying to answer back, but no good. 2-on-2 fast break. Foxwell calling the foul and the basket from Andreas. Andreas decided to take it himself and fight through the contact of the smaller defender. Chance to tie this game back up. Bearcaw coming in. And like that, it's back to 22 apiece. A quick 6-point run coming out from the east. Foxwell driving into the paint. Looked like he wanted to go for it, but decided to pass back out to Mishima, who pump fakes it. Bearclaw almost lost the ball there. Back over to Mishima, who wants to take a 3. No good. Almost corralled by the Western Conference again, but ends up going on a fast break for the East. Back out to Andreas, who goes for a long 2 from the free throw line. No good. Bearclaw rebound. No good on the shot. Goldberg gets the rebound on that one. Andreas driving around, Bangetsu gets the shooter's roll for 3, gives the East the first lead in a while, 25-22. Calls for the screen. Foxwell down low to Belmare. Belmare just lays it in over the height advantage she had there. Good job from the Puffin. Keeps it within a 1-point game, with the East, though, have the chance to get back the 3-point lead with a basket here. Andreas trying to do an isolation play, drives into the paint. Simple layup coming out from him. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Sorry, shot clock turned off. 13 seconds period on the game clock. The East have a chance to take the West have a chance for a final basket. Goes for a 3, in and out, no good. Belmare, she got the offensive rebound with 2 seconds left. Fouled on the way up. Second foul from Goldberg in about as many minutes. The three-pointer may not have been good, but a chance to get 2 more points on the board before the quarter closes. 2 seconds is not a lot of time for the East to get up another shot. No good on the first, off the front iron, bounces right back at her. We're going to see a substitution right before the end of the quarter. Katu coming in, Toivonen and Tierra back. And go in the second, 27-25. East up by 2. Likely the quarter is going to end at that score unless Katu throws something up, which he does, but it looks like the shot clock had already expired by the time he threw it up. And with that, the first quarter comes to a close with a rookie challenge. The East up by 2. Looking at the breakdown of the 2 all-star rosters, comparing to the All-Star game that's coming up, there's a much better split in terms of positions. The East have 3 centers on the bench and only one other forward and Takaru, whereas the Eastern Conference, again, is fairly evenly split with 2 centers and 2 small forward power forwards. I do not expect much difficulty in the coaches being able to get their players out on the court with the split minutes that they are given. Looking at the breakdown of who is here, we have 2 Vegas players, Bearquin and Foxwell. 2 Edmonton players in Dappermont and Buckley. On the Eastern side, the only repeating team is the Bangor Tides with 3 players, Hector Hart, Tiatera, and Arex Gonez. Oh, that's a lie. Tallahassee also has 2 with Tahiri and Rebecca. In fact, the starting lineup for the East, 4 of the 5 of them are from the same division, with Albany having Pratt as the starting point guard, Hector and Tia coming over from Bangor, and then obviously Toivonen from Plymouth. And with that, the second quarter will begin. East get the ball to start with. Chance to extend their lead. Katu bringing the ball up the court. Quick pass to Toivonen. Toivonen drives in, but blocked by Tyrese. Bastenhoot coming back up the court for the West. Gets close to the basket. Decides to dump it off to Belmare. Belmare off the backboard. Ties it back up at 27 apiece. Danica with the ball now. Looks like they want to call a screen with Toivonen. Not able to get into the paint. Actually manages to drive in. Decides to back out to Tia on the perimeter. Tia over to Toivonen. Toivonen back to Hart. Hart only 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pump fakes once and goes for the shot. No good, but Toivonen with the offensive rebound and the putback. Good heads-up play for him to drive to the basket as Hart took the shot, was able to get by his defender and get set up for that nice little rebound. Tough defense from Arex, forcing them Vassner to pick up the ball. Shot early in the clock coming in from the West. Down low to Hart. Decides to back up before 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna have to take a shot. Decides to go earlier this time. And again, Toivonen flies in with another offensive rebound. Slams it down off of the bounce. What a play from him. That's showing off right there. Belmer back over to Berka. Berka, good on the first bucket of her tonight. Drops out to Vaughn. Vaughn sent sailing out of bounds by Tiatera. Huge block. We're going to see some substitutions, bringing back the majority of the starting lineup. Akiak back in for the East, sending Katu to the bench. Dappermont's going to pass the ball in for the West. Just hands it off to Chantal. Chantal, only 3 seconds left, over to Dawson. Dawson with the last second shot, no good, but Dappermont, nice offensive rebound. Goes ahead and puts it back up and draws the contact from Tiatera. Gets a chance to go to the line. Down by 2, he could tie it back up at 31 apiece if he makes both of the baskets. And while we have a short break, let's go ahead and do a quick shout out to the 6 alternates that were also selected for the All-Star game in case any, or the Rookie Challenge, in case any of the players were injured or declined. Anel Nell coming in from Seattle. Tadley Weston and Ta Wadi. And then for the East, you have Daisuke, Tino, Jonas McMillan, and Marshall Anderson Rhodes. 2 of these rookies were able to participate in the dunk contest this year. Not a surprise to see one of them, but Eric Toivonen and Tiatera both made the dunk contest this year. Was very pleased with both of their performance. Hopefully we'll see them next year as well with some improved dunks on their part. Gonna go for a quick shot here from Hart. No good. Dawson with the rebound. Hart, 7 points early in the game, has not been able to convert. Vastenhout going for an early 3 off the pass. Pulled up and pulled off a jumper. Gives the West a lead once again, 32-31. Pratt with the screen. Toivonen now with the ball. Back over to Danica. Danica calling for a screen. Forced to pick up the ball. Pratt over to Toivonen once again. Toivonen throws a little high as the shot clock was starting to wind down. Perhaps felt the pressure of needing to get the ball out of his hands so far from the paint once again. Vaughn with the ball, passing over to Chantal. Chantal back over to Doug Dawson. Dawson screen left open for 3. Off the right side iron, no good. Pratt with the rebound. Danica with the ball. Neither of the sisters have really been able to get one on the other. Hart going for the long 2, no good. Off the front iron. The twins perhaps know each other a little too well, matching up against each other. Vastenhout with the ball. Drives into the paint, open lane. Simple shot coming out from him. The defense tried to collapse on him, but it was too late. The young Beachmarn just laid it in with such ease. Toivonen pump fakes from 3. Vaughn doesn't fall for it though. Over to Tara, back to Hart, back to Toivonen. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Magnano finally gets one to fall. Ties it back up at 34 apiece. Danica, great 3 coming out from her over her sister. Dawson. Vastenhout tries to drive in, forced to pick up the ball. Back to Dawson. Back to Vastenhout. Vastenhout, nice little behind the back, gets open to the lane. Gets around his defender, and another layup from him. Akiak has to play a stronger D in that case. He can't fall for such... I know it's fancy footwork, but Vastenhout is 3 for 3. 7 points so far. And with that, they call a timeout. East can't afford to keep giving up easy lanes like that to the basket. They need to be more careful when the West starts to play in an isolation setup that all they've done is force the post to be wide open. It's really going to come down to Tia and Eric paying attention in those kind of situations so that they can rotate over to help the defense should someone like Vastenhout get by again. And we might even see some substitutions coming in here. Make sure that all the rookies get a chance to show off in this game. And as I expected, there's going to be a bit of a change. Buckley coming back in. Tahiri, Svengard, Bearquin, and Goldberg. Rebecca has to be careful. She has 2 fouls already, and a third here would force, in all likelihood, to be sat out again. Hart with the ball. On the perimeter, calling up a play off a screen. Pratt back to Hart. Hart decides to slam it in on his own. The 6'8" Deer has some hops there. That was a nice give and go, passing to Pratt. His defender was not prepared for Hart to drive to the lane. Pratt with a quick pass back. And Hart, no, that was Pratt knocked to the floor on the screen there. Vastenhout was left open. Another screen coming in. Double teaming on Vastenhout. Almost gets to the fall, and Goldberg manages to grab the rebound despite almost giving it up there to Bearquin. Svengard tries to step in, passes back out to Goldberg. Goldberg drives in, but stolen by Vastenhout. Had the height advantage, but not the quick pause. 2-on-1 fast break. Buckley to Dawson. Dawson lays it in off the pass from Buckley. West 38, East 36. Pratt stolen by Buckley. 3-on-1 fast break. But Buckley overthrows his player, and Vastenhout did not run fast enough to get a hold of it. Akiak was able to retain possession of the ball. Passing over to Hart. Hart to Svengard. Svengard back over to Pratt at the top of the perimeter. Down to Tahiri on the left side. 5 seconds. They need to get something drawn up. Hart decides to go for a 3. Gets the lead back for the East. He has been shooting in spurts. He had 7 points early, and now he's answered with 5 more in a row. 39-38. Dappermont getting into the paint, drives in. Basket doesn't fall, but gets contact from Svengard. 2 more shots from the line. Chance to get the West back in the lead. Preparing to take the first shot as the crowd comes alive. No good. The Poodle perhaps needs to work on his free throws a bit. As a big, he is going to be fouled often down low in the post. You expect the bigs to be fouled. It's better to let them go the line 90% of the time and miss one than give them a free 2. And no good on the second. Comes away without anything from that trip. Brown with the ball now. Backing up to the perimeter once again. Drives in. Decides to dish it out to Tahiri. Tahiri, dangerous pass to Andreas. Andreas pump faked his opponent a little bit. Gets a screen. Spin move. Drives in. Buckley caught the blocking foul. Was trying to set up for the charge. A little surprised Andreas did not at least attempt to throw something up there. And we're going to see Mishima and Takaru coming back out. And with that, that's not even a shooting foul. It's a dead ball. Tahiri with the ball. Pass to Brown off the inbound. That looked like a design play. That's some smart play coming in there. Good heads-up play from Tahiri to notice that Brown was driving to the basket off the inbound. Mishima decides to go for three. Gets it the fall, ties it back up at 43 apiece. 41 apiece, sorry. Quick pass down. Oh, what was that? Trying to be fancy now. Andreas going for the difficult full-court pass to the open man. Trying to get a quick bucket back. Ends up throwing it out of bounds with the West now having a chance to get the lead. Foxwell bringing the ball up the court. Dangerous pass down low, intercepted. One-on-one fast break. Svengard lays it up. Buckley tries the foul, but not hard enough. Ends up being the easy bucket and the foul now. I believe that was Goldberg intercepting the ball for the East. And Svengard finishing off on the full court drive. No go on the free throw, though. Only gets 2. Pass over to Foxwell. Foxwell trying to drive in. Defense is collapsing. Forces off to Bearquin. Bearquin, no go on the shot. Goldberg with the rebound. Over to Rebecca. Rebecca to Brown. Brown, dangerous pass. Buckley intercepts it. The Beaver too quick for that kind of pass to get by him. Quick pass over to Mishima. Going for a long 2. He's starting to heat up from the perimeter. Could have been a 3 if he had taken a step back, but no good. Well, no good in terms of being a 3-pointer. It was good as being a 2-pointer. Ties it back up at 43 apiece. With Andreas trying to drive by his defender. Gets into the paint. Goes for an underhanded layup. Gets over the defender, but no good. Foxwell bringing it back up for the West. Over to Buckley. Playing a bit of isolation. Spin move. Gets into the paint. This time Goldberg comes over to help, but gets called on the foul. Third of the quarter. Third of the game. Will be forced to probably sit, in all honesty. Do not want to cause a foul situation, even though it is a rookie game, and it doesn't matter too much in regards of playoff position besides bragging rights that you won the Rookie Challenge. Good on the first. And they're actually going to leave Rebecca in, potentially only going to give her a couple more minutes anyways, before subbing her out for the rest of the half. Buckley was going the first. Let's see if he's able to make the second. Yep, and extends it to a 2-point lead for the West. Even though neither team has been able to really build much of a lead, they've been erased fairly quickly for both sides. Andreas calls for a screen. Doesn't really work out, but gets into the paint anyways. Forces the shot up himself. Decides to take it in on his own, but can't get it to convert. Mishima back up to Foxwell. Over to Mishima again. Mishima decided to go for 3. No good. But Bearquin with the offensive rebound and the putback. Poor boxing out from the East there. Andreas back over to Brown. Brown to Fangesu. Stolen. Mishima with the ball. Buckley going for the fast layup. No good. Tight defense from Brown prevents it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter. Goldberg left open in the paint. Defender was not ready for that. Everyone had started to collapse on the right side. Andreas drawing the defense's attention, leaving the big cow open in the paint. And with that, the West call timeout. Down by 2, the East 45, West 47. Going to see some changes here with the last 2 minutes left. Belmare coming in. Katu back in for the East. Barakal going to bring the ball up the court, though. Quick pass over to Foxwell. Ends up in Foxwell's hands. Back over to Belmare. Belmare. Up to Barakal. Barakal, dangerous pass to Mishima. Back out to Takaru. Takaru had stepped away from the basket. Defender did not follow him. Easy 10-footer. 4-point lead for the West. Over to Katu. Katu on the perimeter. Drives in. Bad pass. Intercepted. Barakal comes up with it. Barakal over to Mishima. Mishima back to Foxwell. Foxwell out to Belmare from the free throw line. Bounces around. No good. Katu gets the rebound. Brown goes up for the layup. Fast transitional play there from the East. Brings it back within a basket. A reach-in foul called in on Bangetsu. We're going to see another, I guess, last-minute change as 1 minute and 27 seconds left on the clock. Only about 3 or 4 possessions left in this quarter. Either team could get the lead, especially if Foxwell throws the ball like that out of bounds too hard. Bounced off the scorer's table. Toivonen passes the ball on the Bangetsu. Back over to Toivonen. Toivonen. Brown decided to go for 3. He was open off of the play. No good. The West with the ball. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Barakal back out to Foxwell. Foxwell driving in. Had an open lane. 2 defenders come over and stop him, though. Katu bringing the ball up the court. At 6'8", he is fairly tall for a point guard, and Bangetsu passing the ball out of bounds. We've seen a couple mistakes coming out from both sides right now. We're going to see Danica coming back in for the East. 55 seconds left. The West with the ball. We'll probably see 2 possessions with this 55 seconds unless this is a shot early by the West here. Foxwell over to Takaru. Takaru. Nice little spin move into the post. Gets into the paint. Contact and the basket, but no foul called there. With 41 seconds left, we will see, in fact, 2 possessions. Katu bringing the ball up the court. Over to Danica. Danica calls for the screen. Ends up passing it to Tierra. Tierra pump fakes it, but dishes it out to Katu. 6'8", uses his height advantage to go for a 3. Gets it the fall, 51-50. Shot clock is turned off. 1 possession left in all likelihood. The West will wait for the last second shot. Holding the ball, Takaru now, 7 seconds left. Drives in, goes for a bit of an underhand shot. Toivonen ends up bringing the ball. Bangetsu goes for the last second heat, but doesn't even make it towards the rim. With that, the second quarter comes to a close. The West up by 1, 51. The East, 50. And looking at we're going to look in a second at both teams and see who have been the main scorers. Obviously for the West, it was Baxter Buckley, but let's look at the East real fast. Danica coming in with 3 points, 1 for 4, most of them being 3-pointers, not converting. Toivonen, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 of them were put back for points, 6 rebounds so far. Hector Hart doing most of the scoring for the East with 12 points, 5 for 9. Tiatera, 3 points, 1 rebound, and a block. Svengard, 4 points and a rebound. Rebecca Goldberg, 5 rebounds, but 3 personal fouls, putting her in foul trouble early, even though the number of minutes she's getting will probably be limited given her roster spot in this game. Akiak 0 for 2. only 2 assists and a steal. Brown, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Andreas, the other scorer for the East, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Tahiri, 2 points and a assist. Vangetstu, 3 points and 2 turnovers. Katu, 3 points, a rebound, and an assist. And again, looking over at the West, Baxter Buckley doing the majority of the work, but Vastenhout, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Dappermont, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Buckley, 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, 4 for 4 from the line, whereas Dappermont's been 0 for 4 tonight. Magnano, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Tyrese, 2 blocks and a rebound, no points from him after 1 basket. Takaru, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal, 2 for 5, one of them being a 3. So far for the West, it's been mostly the bench, honestly, getting the majority of the points. Looking here, Foxwell, 3 points, 2 assists. Mishima, 5 points, 1 assist. Bearquin coming off the bench, 7 points in 9 minutes, 4 rebounds, one of them being an offensive rebound. Doug Dawson, 4 points, a rebound, and an assist. Belmare, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal, 2 for 3. And then Baracos, 6 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 for 1 so far tonight. And with that, the second half will begin. Very close game between the two of them. Neither of them really able to build much more than a 6-point lead, and even then that was erased within 2 possessions by the East. We will have to see if anyone steps up from either team, or if we will continue to see the dominance from Buckley, Hart, Andreas, and I guess you could even say Bearquin coming off the bench for the West. And we'll likely see both teams bringing out their initial starting roster for this second half. Neither Magnano has really been able to step up, but then again, having played each other probably their whole lives, it's not too surprising that they, if anyone would know how to defend the other, it's the two of them. Hart with the ball. Over to Pratt. Pratt on the perimeter. Top of the perimeter. Gets a screen from Toivonen. Goes for 3. No good. Toivonen almost got the offensive rebound there, but corralled by the defense. Vastenhout driving in fast. Over to Bo. Back to Vastenhout. Vastenhout goes for the 2 off the screen. No good. Toivonen with the rebound. Bad pass though. Causes a turnover. Tyrese over to Buckley. Over to Chantal. Thinks she's looking for Buckley to get open down low in the post. Or Vastenhout actually was the one who wanted to get open in the post. Backs up a bit though. Calls for a screen. Ends up driving in on his own. Multiple defenders fouled by Danica. Going to the line for 2. Good on the first. Chance to extend the lead to 3 once again. Only a minute gone so far in this third quarter. Bounces around, but eventually falls in. Good on the second. Akiak Pratt with the ball on the top of the perimeter. Deep in the woods. Gets a screen from Toivonen. Drives into the paint. Decides to dish it back to Toivonen. The give and go did not work out well, though. Toivonen over to Hart on the perimeter. Hart back to Magnano. Pratt back to Hart. Hart forced to take a last second three. No good. Vastenhood passing up to Chantal. Chantal back to Vastenhood. Vastenhood drives into the paint on his own. Throws it up and it bounces in. Underhanded layup worked out in his case. Pratt deep from the perimeter. Not a three, but it works. Vastenhood with the ball. Downloaded Tyrese. Spin move. Huge block coming in there, though, from Tara. Off the backboard and flew out of bounds. The West will retain possession, but 8 seconds on the shot clock does not have a lot of time for a play to be drawn up from there. Chantal, 5 seconds. Passing over to Buckley for three. Off the iron, no good. Pratt with the ball. Could go for a fast break. Passes up to Hart. Hart slams it in. His second dunk of the night. Open drive to the basket. He was not going to miss that shot. Brings it back to a 1-point game. The West down only up by one at this point, 55-54. Vastenhood from the top of the perimeter. No, not a three, but good for two. And the East are going to call timeout after that. 3 points down, but plenty of time left to turn it around. A chance to possibly change things up a little bit here, but both teams, again, keeping it extremely close. Answering back one after another. One team shoots a three, the other one comes back with their own slam dunk, one-upping them. We haven't seen much from the Giant Otter tonight. Tyrese has been mostly quiet. Similar for Dappermont. It's really been the guards for the West in Vastenhood and Buckley, and then the bench players, Bearquin and Mishima, stepping up. We'll have to see when they get back in if the West have a chance to extend this lead. Tara passing over to Pratt on the inbound. Pratt back over to Danica. Danica can't get by her sister. Dishes out to Hart. Hart behind the perimeter. His defender backed off of him. Went for three. No good. But left open there was dangerous. Faked like he was going to go in and step back instead, creating a large gap between him and his defender. Buckley with the ball. Gets a screen. Goes for three. Trying his own. Off the iron, no good. Hart with the rebound. Hart over to Toivonen. Toivonen being double teamed a bit. They know he's a danger. Tyrese backs off though. Ooh, foul coming in on Bo. Didn't need to reach in there. Only a second left on the shot clock. That resets it to 14 seconds. Over to Pratt. Toivonen Brown to Tierra, no good. Vaughn with the rebound. Vaughn with the ball in the perimeter. 8 seconds left, having to drive in on his own. 4 seconds, backing up, posting up. Hasn't even made it to the paint, forced to take a shot, gets the shooter's roll. Brown with the ball on the perimeter. Hart back over to Toivonen. Toivonen, 4 seconds. Pratt, Tierra. Someone's going to have to take a shot eventually. Tierra for free throw line, no good. Going for a long three, no good, but Bo with the offensive rebound. Dangerous pass out of bounds there. I don't know why you're going for a cross-court pass there. Toivonen left wide open on the perimeter, doesn't take a shot though. Back over Tierra. Tierra going for the 12-footer from the left side, good. Brings it back to a 3-point game. Toivonen on the perimeter. Tahiri going for the long three, good. Ties it up at 59 apiece. Bearkeen with the ball. Driving into the paint, no good, but draws the foul.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
Bearkeen, good on the first. Good on the second. Huge dunk coming in from Toivonen. No good from Toivonen. Over to Tahiri. Vilka with the ball. Back over to Brown. Tahiri back to Toivonen. 61 apiece. Tia taking the shot. Gets the basket, 63 to 61. Takaru with the basket and the foul. Chance for one more at the line. 63 apiece. Foxwell being subbed out for Baraka and Katuin. Pass over to Tahiri. Tahiri on the perimeter over to Brown. Noah Brown was isolated. Katu decides to go for three. No good. The West up by one still, 64 to 63. Dawson goes for three out of his own. No good, but Mishima gets the offensive rebound and the putback. Can't get the fall, though. Katu with the rebound. Brown going for three. Oh, long two. Decides to take the shot on his own. No good. Well, actually, sorry, good. Bleh. Getting tongue-tied here. That was Doug Dawson with East Tier going up for the shot. Fouled by Takaru. Gets to go to the line for two.
Now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
See if Tia is able to convert her baskets, get the East a lead again, potentially. Good on both. Gets the lead back for the East at 67 to 66. 3 minutes and some change left over. Mishima passing over to Baraka. Baraka gets by her defender, gets into the paint, lays it up and in. Takes the lead back. Brown pump fakes from deep in the woods. Over to Tahiri. Katu now on the perimeter. Has a chance, decides to go for three. Rattles around but falls. Baraka going for a long two. Ties it back up at 70 apiece. Katu on the perimeter. Pump fakes, draws his man up, goes for a two inside, but Tear with the offensive rebound and the putback. And a quick shot coming out there for the West. Mishima left wide open, 18 feet out. Katu gets by his defender once again, drives to the paint, but the defense collapses in on him. Playing some isolation here on the far right side. Using his height to his advantage, gets inside the paint, but no good. Baraka, it's too strong of a defense for him and gets the rebound. Over to Takaru. Takaru backs down into the paint, lays it up from the left side. No good. Tied up still at 72 apiece with 3 minutes. And gets to. Over to Brown. Tahiri over to Katu. Katu for three, left open. Another basket for Katu, showing off the perimeter game. Seven seconds in the shot clock. Mishima going for a long two from the left side, no good. But Takara with the offensive rebound, putback, no good. Mishima's been making some of those shots from out there, but perhaps should be focusing more on the post game, even though he's been left wide open out there. Brown with the ball, 10 seconds left. Gonna have to take a shot within the next couple. Katu decides to take a long two, no good, but Tierra gets the rebound. Last shot will now belong to the East, up by 3. Katu with a nice little spin move, gets into the paint and lays it in. I take that back. The West will get the last shot, but only 5 seconds left. Goes for a long two, no good though. Oh, sorry, a long three. With that, the East close out the third quarter with a slight lead. Baston, who will get the ball to start with for the West. He sat out most of the third quarter. Probably going to see him for the rest of the fourth. Over to Buckley now. Buckley going for a three, no good. Tyrese, though, with the offensive rebound. Steps on the line, out of bounds. Sorry, steps on the backcourt violation. Hart with the ball coming in. Pratt calls for a screen from Toivonen. Toivonen now with the ball. Back over to Magnano. Danica pump fakes her sister out. Gets into the paint. Bo called for another reach in. Toivonen up to Danica on the perimeter. 5 seconds left, over to Pratt. Pratt passing down to Hart. Hart drives in, decides to pass way up to Danica. Danica forced to take a really difficult last second shot. We're going to see a quick fast break from Chantal. Toivonen now with the ball on the perimeter. Danica with the ball now. Hart left open from the right side. Gets a two to fall. 5-point lead for the East. Bo with the ball on the top of the perimeter. Passing deep in the woods to Chantal. Chantal back over to Buckley. Buckley going for three. No good, but Baston, who with the rebound, blocked. Block coming out from Pratt there. Quick pass to Hart. 2-on-2 fast break. Hart stolen, though. Buckley now with the ball on the perimeter. Gets by his defender. Tries to drive into the paint. Passes to Bo. Bo off the left iron and out. Still a 5-point game for the East. Danica passing over to Pratt. Pratt getting a screen, knocked over, blocked, gets his rebound back, passes to Tierra. Tierra takes it in on her own. After having knocked down the defender on the screen, had an easy lane to the basket. Whoa, fast pass off the backboard, knocked out over to Pratt. Magnano. Danica top of the perimeter. Toivonen back over to Pratt. Pratt to Hart. Hart back to Toivonen. Toivonen only 2 seconds, has to go for another long shot. Buckley. Back over to Dappermont. Buckley now with the ball again. Into the paint. Steps into the shot. No good off the front iron, but both the offensive rebound decides to pass it back out to Vastenhout. Back over to Buckley on the perimeter. Buckley trying to back in. Uses his big body to get down low in the post. Spins around. No good on the second attempt, but offensive rebound. A third shot. Finally on the third shot gets it to fall. Hart fouls him. A chance to go to the line for one more point. Terra with the ball. Pratt from the top of the perimeter. Dappermont with the offensive rebound. Buckley going for the quick shot. Shooter's roll, gets it the fall. He is bringing it back on his own. 3-point game. East up by 81. Up 81, West 78. And with that, the East have a minor lead with only 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. Either team could still steal it away at this point. So far for the West, it has been mostly off of the back of Baxter Buckley in terms of points scored. And the bench itself, Yona has been the main other starting scorer. Chantal has not been able to get anything over her sister, and Bo has been unfortunate in his post play, unable to really get many baskets to fall. Tyrese similarly, both of them playing well on defense, but not able to produce on offense. As for the East, it's been mostly off the back of Toivonen, Hart, and Andreas in terms of the scoring, even though they're a bit more split, especially with Katu's multiple threes coming in. And the East will inbound the ball from the half-court line. Tia Terra. Passing in to Akiak Pratt. Pratt over to Magnano. Danica gets by her sister, lays it in, brings it back to a 5-point game. Over to Tyrese on the perimeter. Vastenhout drives in, goes for the shot, passes it to Tyrese. Tyrese takes it from inside the free throw line. No good. Pratt now with the ball. Pratt over to Danica. Danica passes back to Pratt. Pratt to Hart. Hart back to Pratt. Pratt just tries to go for a teardrop lay-in. No good. Buckley with the ball once again. Back over to Vastenhout. The Beach Martin hasn't been able to find much success in this second half. Decides to go for a difficult shot of the defense, but Tyrese gets the offensive rebound and the putback off of the front iron. 83-80, still a 3-point game with under 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter to go. Danica with the ball, gets a screen from Toivonen. Passes back over to Tierra. Tierra's on the perimeter over to Toivonen, to Pratt, to Hart. Quick passes coming out. Back to Toivonen. Toivonen forced to take another bad shot from deep out. That's the third or fourth one that's ended up in his paws in the last second. Not very smart plays from either team. Buckley goes for the layup. Fouled by Pratt, but at least Toivonen comes in and makes sure the bucket will not go in. Oh, and we see one substitution. Bear Keane back in over Dappermont. Pratt with the ball. Going on a little bit of a fast break. Almost stolen there, but Toivonen manages to corral it. Toivonen over to Danica. Danica gets a screen from Toivonen, but can't really get around her defender. Decides to go for a long ball. They're going to call it a 2. The paw was on the line. 85-81. 4-point lead for the East. Buckley with the ball, going for 3. Early in shot clock, no good. Tyrese with the rebound, puts it back, no good. Toivonen gets the rebound. Danica with the ball again. Back over to Pratt. Akiak over to Toivonen. Toivonen has not been able to get into the post much tonight. Pratt back over to Magnano. Danica back to Hart. Hart to Toivonen. A lot of quick passes, and Toivonen passing the ball out of bounds. West regain possession of the ball. Bassendew with the ball. Buckley trying to figure out what he wants to do. Magnano with Balvon. Back to Buckley. Gets the bucket to fall. Another bucket for Buckley. Akiak with the ball. Passing over to to Toivonen. Over to Danica. Toivonen again forced to go for a long ball, no good. Tyrese with the ball on the perimeter over to Buckley. Buckley goes up for the layup, blocked, huge. I can't tell who did it. There were too many people there. Tierra manages to retain possession almost after stolen. Pratt with the ball again. 4 minutes left to go. Hart back over to Toivonen. Back over to Hart. Hart forced to go for the last second shot, blocked. Shot clock violation. Bassendew going to bring the ball up the court. Tyrese with the ball. Pass back over to Buckley. Goes up for the shot off the backboard, no good. Hart on the perimeter gets a screen from Toivonen, drives into the lane, goes for the layup, no good. Bassendew fouls Hart. Chance for 2. Both teams have slowed down scoring in the last couple minutes, 85-83, with 3.5 minutes left to play. Hart at the line, chance for 2. Man, good on the first, brings it to a 3-point game. Good on the second as well. 4-point game, 87-83. With that, the West call timeout. Possibly a chance to talk it over. They do not have much time left to see if they can close this gap. They've managed to stay close at least. It just is not going to be easy as time continues to wind down if they can't close it to a 1-basket game. short timeout comes to an end. 3 minutes, 23 seconds left. A 4-point lead for the East. The West have possession of the ball. They need to get a basket to fall here, perhaps draw contact and get to the free throw line. Tyrese over to Vastenhout. Down low to Bearkin. Bearkin going for the high arcing left-handed shot, no good. Hart driving down low in the paint. 2-on-2 fast break, Magnano. Danica draws contact from her sister. Fouled.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Good on the first. Extended to a 5-point lead. No good on the second, though. Free throws may be the undoing of the team if they cannot convert them. Buckley with the ball. Top of the key, spins around, passes to Bearkin. Bearkin, nice little layup for him. Akiak on the perimeter. 3-point game, has to play smart with the ball, can't turn it over here. Only a couple possessions left in this game. They need to maintain this lead if they want to win it. And out of the reach of Toivonen, passed out of bounds. Vastenhout with the ball. Passing over to Buckley. We'll have to see if he tries to go for a 3 to tie the game up. Looks like he wants to try and dribble by. Passes to Chantal. Chantal for 3. Ties it back up. .88 apiece with barely 2 minutes left. Finally, Chantal finally getting a basket, tying it up in the last couple minutes of the game. We will have to see if this ends up coming down to a last-second shot kind of game. If it's the West, I put it in Buckley's hands. If it's the East, I mean, Hart's been playing well, but his field goal percentage is only at 50%. Perhaps bring Katu back in, who has made 2 threes. Hart drives into the paint. No good. Vaughn with the rebound. Huge block sent flying out of bounds. West retained possession. .16 seconds on the shot clock. Still 88 apiece with under 2 minutes left. And they go ahead and call timeout again. Try and draw up a play with the last couple seconds of the shot clock. Both teams have played fairly hard tonight, neither breaking 100 as my expectation. somewhat normal for a rookie game. You tend to see more mistakes being made. We've seen that from both sides, especially the East in terms of turnovers off of poor passes. .147, West have possession of the ball with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Chantal passing into Buckley. Buckley looks like he wants to play isolation, gets into the paint, drives in, no good, overpowers it. Hart with the ball over to Pratt now. Pratt to Hart. Hart trying to play an isolation game, no good. Passes to Tierra, Tierra over to Magnano. Toivonen passes to Pratt for three. Gets at the fall with only a half a second left on the shot clock. 1:14 left with 3 minutes. Excuse me. With 1:14 left for 3-point game. The West are going to go ahead and call a timeout. Try and drop a play perhaps to get a three-pointer quickly. 1:14 they do, and also to move up to half-court line. Over to Buckley now. Buckley playing a little bit of isolation once again, passing over to Bastenhout. Bastenhout, spin move, double team, pass down to Bearkeen. Bearkeen fouled on the way up by Tierra, doesn't get the basket, but 2 for the line. Would have liked to have made the shot there so he could at least tie it up. Nonetheless, has a chance to get it back to a 1-point game with 57.4 seconds left. Good on the first. Needs to make the second one. No good. Still a 2-point game with 56 seconds left. The East, if they can get this basket, they may close the game out. We see Buckley fouling Hart. Not the guy you want to send to the line. The Deer has not missed many tonight. Go on the first 3-point game, misses this one. The West are still in it, makes it a 2-possession game. And he misses. Bo gets the rebound. The West have a chance to tie it up. All they need to do is get a 3 or go for a fast 2. But with every second passing, they're losing the time. Toivonen fouls. 34.1 second left on the shot on the game clock. 2 shots from the line. If he can make both of them, it'll bring it back to a 1-possession game, a 1-point game. Maybe worth fouling just to make him go to the line, but he misses the first off the front iron. Has to make the second to even stand a chance and hope that the East miss their next shot. The West will only have about 9 seconds on the shot clock, on the game clock. If that's the case, they'll have to sprint up the court. It looks like they're going to pull a full court press out. Try and force a turnover here, but no, they're able to. Oh. She has 2 seconds to cross the line, barely makes it across. She had till the 16th second. Hart with the ball. Spin move, gets into the paint, goes for an early shot and makes it. Brings it back to a 4-point game. 24-90. 21 seconds left. At this point, the West have to go for a 3 and then foul. A quick timeout from the West. They're going to draw themselves up to the half-court line with that timeout. They can potentially get within 1 with a quick 3. Bastanute needs to get a shot off quickly, passing over to Buckley. Buckley driving to the paint, lays it up, gets the shot and the foul. This is what they needed. He needs 1 point to get it back to a 1-point game. Buckley misses it. They have to foul fast if they want to send him to the line.
Right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shot.
Go in the first, and that might be the dagger. 3 points if he gets the next one. It'll push it back to a 2-possession game unless they foul on a 3-point attempt, and good. No timeouts left for the West. They have to drive up the whole way of the court and take a quick 3 and try and get a turnover off the inbound. We'll see Buckley with the ball, quick under Magnano. Someone needs to take the shot. There's only 3 seconds left. Someone, please, Vastenhout, finally. No good. And with that, the East win 96-92. And looking over the player of the game, going with, it appears, Toivonen for his overall 6 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds, leading on the rebounding side and the assist side, in fact. Tiatera, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 5 for 7. Toivonen, again, 6 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. Hector Hart, scoring leader at 21, but did not do much outside of that, only with 2 other rebounds. Shot 50% from the field. Magnano, 8 points, a rebound, assist, 2 steals, a block. Akiak Pratt, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And then Noah Brown, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. with that, we'll look at the bench real fast. Tahiri, 15 minutes, 5 points, perfect from the field with an assist. Vilka, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Goldberg didn't play much actually didn't play at all in the second half. 2 points, 5 rebounds, a steal. Svengard, 4 points, 1 rebound. Katu, 11, 2 and 2. And then Fangetstu, 3 points. And free throws for Svengard was 2 for 5. That was the big downside of the bench. Looking over at the West, Vastenhout, 13 points, 5 for 12 from the field goal, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Chantal, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Buckley, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 8 for 21 from the field. Tyrese, 5 points, 10 rebounds, 2 for 6, and an assist. Dappermont, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Lee Barakeen, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 for 7 from the field. And the biggest issue I see on this side is the free throws missed. Buckley missed 3, and Bo was 0 for 4. That would have been the major difference there. Had even half those been made, the game would have swung in the favor of the West. Perhaps the Poodle will be spending more time practicing at the line. Looking at the bench now, Doug Dawson, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. Mika Mishima, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Takaru, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Foxwell, 3 points, 2 assists, and 2 turnovers. Barakaw, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. 3 for 3 from the field. Belmare, 5 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, 2 for 3 from the field. Overall, it was a good showing from both teams, very close until the very end. Honestly, could not tell who would have closed it out as the game was coming to a close. And even though the West got to the line quite a bit, I think the main difference was the fact they could not convert those. Looking at the turnovers, the West turned the ball over 4 times in that first quarter. That really cost them in the end, even though the score was so close. They actually shot better than the East, but more possessions for the East equaled more points. Whereas in the second quarter, you saw the East horribly turn the ball over 8 times. The West was able to convert 6 of the points off of that, even though both teams shot well above 50%. In the third quarter, again, it really came down to the East making their baskets count. In the fourth quarter, the West slowly clawed back, but they were just unable to really convert anything, especially from the free throw line, only 3 for 8. Once again, I have been Ryan Eastman, and thank you all for joining me for the Rookie Challenge. Tomorrow at 9 p.m., we will be having the All-Star Game. Make sure to tune in for that. Have a good night, everyone.